Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the return of the WrestlingJesus Q&A. A little bit of that Q&A. Might do one once every couple of weeks there, maybe once a week if the questions are about wrestling and shit like this there. I'm gonna grab these questions from Twitter. Too much bullshit and trolling here on YouTube there, so I'll grab the questions from my Twitter and shit. So from RTX6973, should Roman Reigns change his finishing move? I wouldn't really change it, not now anyway. That's what he's known for. Goldberg is back using it as a signature, but you know, Reigns is the only one that uses it as a finisher right now. I would add maybe a couple more moves overall in the matches, which he's done. His matches have improved a lot, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change the finisher right now. There's no reason to. From Hillian Belmont, favorite game on NES. To be honest, it's not something that I've ever thought about. I never thought, alright, you know, which game do I like more between Mario and Mega Man? That's not the kind of shit that I think about there, but games that I've played and enjoyed. Of course, the Marios 1, 2, 3. You know, Mega Man 2 and 3. I played those a lot too. Loved those games. Punch-Out was fun. Ninja Gaiden, Double Dragon, you know. It's hard to pick a favorite there. From the Beast Animal, favorite match from the Attitude Era. Let's go with Taker and Foley there. A cliche match. People ask me this all the time. I always give the same cliche answer. From Easy Freezy, can you name each wrestler you'd rather have for champ for each belt? This might take like 30 minutes to respond to this question, so to make things a lot quicker there, put every friggin' belt on Jack Gallagher and just get it over with, dog. Jack Gallagher for world champ, universal champ, all the fucking belts. Just stick them on Jack Gallagher there and we'll be good to go. From Hall of Fame Sheamus, favorite movie? I've answered this one every time I do a Q&A. It's the same questions there. I'll give you one of my least favorite movies just to make things different. The Marine with Ted DiBiase. One of WWE's movies. Worst fucking acting job of all time there. Ted DiBiase, so boring. Just no charisma, fucking no talent in that movie. Just a stone face. I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm gonna kill you. Every scene, it's the same exact face. No emotion. And there's 50 guys shooting him with machine guns. He's just running the whole fucking movie with the same face. No expression, just fucking terrible movie. So there's an example of the shit movie I don't like there. From Barbecue Sauce, thoughts on safe spaces on U.S. college campuses. You know, pretty immature, obviously, there. It's gonna make people think that only their opinions matter, and if somebody voices another opinion, they're gonna start fucking crying, no! Only my opinion matters! Shit like this there. From Levy WB, my favorite game console of all time. Again, I don't really think of games in that fashion. You know, what's my favorite, and was Sonic better than Mario? I don't really give a flying fuck about stuff like this there, but I'd go with the original Nintendo, I guess. That's the one that I played the most and had the most fun with as a kid. The one that made me friggin' rage the most, you know. Rage so much I broke like 4 or 5 of them. Had to keep getting new ones. From Hound 3, did you think about starting with New Japan? I think you mean if I'm gonna start watching New Japan, and the answer to that is no. Big fat no there. From Donald Sizemore, how did me and Hulkster become friends? We went to the same school, lived in the same area, shit like this there. And one time as a kid, I beat the shit out of this other kid. But I was sick that year. I had something called whooping cough. I would cough and then throw up and shit. So after I put the beat down on this dumbass kid there, this kid was raging a few minutes later when he got up from receiving WJ punches to the face there. He saw that I was puking and shit like this, and the kid was raging, and he came back for more. And Hulkster basically told him to fuck off or something there. And that's how we became friends officially, I guess there. From Patrick's Peeps, when will TNA die? At this point, I think TNA has 9 lives like a cat there, because they should have died on multiple occasions, you know what I mean? But they were saved by different things. At this point, I think if they do die, they're gonna haunt us in our friggin' dreams like Freddy Krueger, you know what I mean? So I think TNA is gonna stick around for a while anyway, you know. They might lose their TV deal, they'll have one show every 6 months, but they're not going to be officially dead. I think that's the direction they're going in. They just don't want to die, even if they're not making a cent or something. From the Clan M57, might have butchered your name there, but where do I see wrestling in 5 years? Unless something changes, it's probably gonna get worse, like ratings-wise, probably 0.9 or something. McMahon may or may not still be on the USA Network. McMahon might end up back on Spike or something in 5 years with a 0.8 rating, you know. Might end up on Saturday morning again just to promote the network or something like that. Go watch Raw and SmackDown on the network. That might be a bit longer than 5 years there. But ratings-wise, it should be about a 0.9, around that. Unless shit gets better. You never know. It's hard to tell the future, but going by the past and the ratings, there's nowhere else to go but down, you know what I'm saying? So, unless something changes, it's gonna get worse. Possibly not even on USA Network with like a 0.8 rating, unless it changes. From King Reald, What do I think of broken Matt Hardy? It's funny. Probably the best thing that TNA's ever done, to be honest. At Jack Glove Slap, SmackDown or Raw? Post WWE draft. Me personally, I want to go into it unbiased, you know, for the reviews anyway. I want to try to be unbiased. When I see people, SmackDown the best, I think that's fucking childish big time there. But if I have to choose a brand, I would have to choose Raw. It feels a lot more important when there's big stuff happening like Goldberg and shit. It happens on Raw. You know, when I see people, SmackDown is the A show, I think these people are maybe a bit not mentally stable. You know what I mean? No offense, people were claiming SmackDown was the A show before the brand split even took place. These are weirdo, phony bandwagon fans. They did the same shit last time. And I expected this to happen. Guys, I'm a SmackDown guy. Weeks before the fucking real split even happened. So, no doubt, for me personally, I'd have to go with Raw as my favorite brand. But as far as reviews go, I want to be unbiased for both shows. I'm not going to say Raw is good and SmackDown sucks or whatever. If that's the kind of bullshit that people are doing, then they're not being honest with their reviews. There's no point of doing a fucking review if you're just going to praise SmackDown and bash Raw just because you're on some kind of fanboy bullshit thing there, you know. Just be fucking real and move the fuck on. Matt Gunn _10. Why did you start watching wrestling again? You know, pretty much I get sick of wrestling. I'll get sick of it, but I always end up going back because I've been watching wrestling pretty much since I'm a baby. You know what I mean? They stuck me in front of the TV as a baby and I just grew up watching it. Never gave a shit about hockey or baseball or football or which Nintendo game is better than the other. When I grew up, it was wrestling. My grandfather, a very smart man, you know, former college professor, shit like this, a very intelligent man. He was a wrestling fan. You know, he pretty much made me watch it, and I grew up watching it. And he would tell me about wrestling and different shit. He was a lifelong fan, you know, so no matter how much I try to run from it, I'm always gonna come back. It's just ingrained in my freaking brain. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I could get away from it for 5 years and shit, and I'm still gonna fucking talk about it and think about wrestling, stuff like that. So it is the way it is. It's time for me to stop running from it there and just make the vids that I'm supposed to do and move the fuck on with the bullshit and just keep watching it. If I get sick of it, I'll take a break, but I'm pretty much a wrestling fan for life. I grew up with it, and yeah, I don't know, but ain't no way of me getting out of that shit, not yet anyway. Until next time, peace. If you got more questions, ask it to me on Twitter there. Till next time, peace.